Warning: this podcast may contain graphic violence, sexual themes, and bad language. If our language offends you, we apologize, but we do not give a fuck. Be mindful of your kids listening.
The Evil Never Dies podcast.
This is the Evil Never Dies podcast. I'm your host, Brett, here with contributor Carl. What's going on, man?
Hey.
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 You know what episode this is, Carl?
I do know. This is 150th episode.
Yes, it is.
Although we sort of cheated to get there. We had Real Talk and the Apes that filled in the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, we had some stuff going on. We couldn't record last weekend, but we didn't want to leave y'all with nothing, so put them out.
It was I think I was at baseball most of the weekend, wasn't I?
Yeah, I was
You were
cleaning and replacing a floor.
Yeah. So it's sort of a bad weekend last weekend. We were going to try to do something on Sunday, but we decided throw Real Talk out there. So shout out to Jimbo and Kyle for including us in Real Talk each. What is that, bi-monthly or every month? I can't remember.
Once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah.
So we get to share it with all you guys. Yeah. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. It's fun.
I'm behind an episode though, so I put out 9 this week and 10 is next. I don't know. I might throw them out just as extra.
Yeah.
Since we're gonna be recording some extra stuff anyway, so
yeah. But yeah, this is 150. We're not making a big fanfare like we've done in the past. No thank you, or what do you call it? What we used to get people to send in thank yous. We're just gonna thank people this time. We're not gonna have people thank us or congratulate us. We're gonna thank the people that have helped us get here.
Yeah, it's only 152.
Yeah.
We'll save that for the 2-year show.
Oh my God, no 2-year show. That 1-year show was the worst episode we've done since the Dio episode. Maybe worse.
Oh, it did suck.
We're back. We're back. We're back. That was so terrible.
Oh.
Well, we have to do it in 15-minute cycles or some shit.
No, 40-minute. It ended up being almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, and it was
way
awful.
Too long.
So anyway, it is our 150, and anybody who's on the block to thank. I'm going to start with Jim and Kyle from Tragedy of Cinema.
Just everybody
they've
them guys have supported us so much.
They have. They've included us we're in new projects with them.
We need to do something with them guys. I'm gonna start bugging them.
What are you gonna do with them? Bring them on?
Yeah, we can have them guys on.
Okay, Jimbo, want to come on the Evil Never Dies podcast? You can.
Yeah, Jimbo can come on too. And Kyle,
you can quiz Brett and ask him the first thing on his mind. I noticed you got him finally on the. What's your
my ape name?
Vertimus. Yeah, you got him on that.
He didn't know what to think, did he?
Mr. Ballbuster got busted on that one.
It was right off the bat too, wasn't it?
So who else we want to give some thanks to?
The Pollies from Hillbilly Horror Stories. Actually, I'm wearing their shirt tonight, so shout out to them.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be on the show tonight, actually. I don't know what time they drop, but I'm going to be telling my Baker Hotel story.
Yep.
So that'll be tonight as well, so you can check me out. Interviewed by Jerry Polly himself. Well, I've come a long way in 150 episodes, I guess.
Yeah, you hit the big time.
I hit the big time. So thanks, Jerry, and thanks, Tracy. We appreciate you guys.
Who else? I don't
The
know.
creepies.
Creepy guys, yeah. I already said them.
No, you didn't.
Middle-aged and creeped out.
You didn't say them.
Todd, Sean, and Nate.
No, you said Jimbo and Kyle.
No, I said the creepy guys.
Go back and listen.
But I'll say it again.
Go back and listen. You missed them.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Well, shut up. You've been drinking Goldschlager all day.
Not really. I was at the mall with grandkids instead of drinking.
Yeah, but you were drinking at 11 this morning.
Well, what happened was last night I came home. I guess we ate dinner. No, I didn't even eat dinner last night. Something happened. I didn't get dinner. So I was like tired. So I was going to watch the movie we're going to review tonight. And I poured a Goldschlager to try to just knock the edge off. And I went to sleep just flat out with the entire cup of Goldschlager, ice and everything. So it melted. And this morning he was out there on the hot and I just grabbed it and put some ice in it and started drinking it. It was watered down. You didn't smell it.
I could smell it.
No, you didn't.
I did. I told you. I said, ooh, I smelt that.
You're making up stuff again.
Well, I'm not making stuff up.
Anybody else we want to send some thanks out to?
Can't think of nobody else, man.
Oh, damn.
Oh, the Monsters in the Mosh Pit guys. Yeah, Greg Bazzelli and Dave's, and yeah, they did a really cool. He's gonna put out a interview that he did with the Addams Family, the indie filmmakers. They did that. What the heck is it? Deeper You Dig and the Witch movie.
Some witch movie. Yeah, I have not watched that yet. I mean, I don't know.
Hellbender, that's the name of it.
I am so behind on movies. I've still not seen Evil Dead Rises or Rise or whatever it's called. Everybody I know has seen that, and they're asking me. I'm like, I haven't seen it. Then I'll look on Vudu, and I'm like, oh,
maybe we should go check it out one night after work this week.
I ain't gonna commit to that.
Like we did Halloween. We rushed up after work.
I'm not committing to that. I'm gonna look on Vudu just like I did yesterday and say, oh, look, that's on Vudu now. Oh, hey, that's on Vudu now. The Pope's Exorcist is on there. I want to watch that.
Yeah, that's supposed to be good too.
So lots of stuff. I just sort of don't go to the theaters as much, which sucks, but I just don't.
Yeah. Oh, I watched Scream 6 this week.
I haven't seen the Scream. I guess it was 5. I don't know. The one they just called Scream.
Yeah.
Was that Scream 5 or was it like a reboot?
Scream 5. This was Scream 6.
Well, they didn't call Scream 5 Scream 5. They just called it Scream.
Yeah, like it was supposed to be like a reboot or whatever.
Well, isn't it more like a serious horror movie now instead of stupid?
Sort of, yeah, I guess.
But sort of, then I'm not going to watch it. I'm tired of silliness. I've had enough with Cocaine Bear and
it was pretty serious, I guess.
Cocaine Bear?
No, Scream 6.
Maybe we need to review Cocaine Bear. It's kind of a horror movie.
Kinda.
It's a fun movie. We may have to do Cocaine Bear on one of these bonus episodes eventually.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we're still here. We're not going nowhere. I told Brett today, he was out there working in the Honda, said I'd rather do the podcast than come out here and work.
Yeah, that's crazy too. I didn't think I'd ever hear them words come out of your lips.
Hey. Maybe Jimbo's influenced me. I don't know. I've got more motivation than I used to.
And you hit the big time being on Hillbilly Horror Stories. So
I did.
now you got a big head.
I got a big head. Oh, well.
Oh. All right.
Live. Thanks to everybody, all the listeners.
Yeah,
everybody
for sure.
who on the Facebook page. So Lots of thanks out there to everyone, and we're gonna keep this going. And I guess our big thing is probably gonna be the Texas Haunters Convention. We'll make a big deal out of that.
Yeah.
Oh, and I might have us an insight on some shirts. I'll have to talk to you off the show about that.
Okay.
I don't know how much of this is public yet, so
Okay.
we might have a hit. Your face just went dim.
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 Because my
Your nose is
give
red.
out shout out to our 2 new YouTube subscribers,
Oh, good.
Lloyd Satterfield and Shannon K. So thanks for joining the YouTube.
Yeah, our YouTube does well some weeks and does bad other weeks.
Yeah, I know.
We don't know what the pattern is. So if you're watching on YouTube, tell us, what don't you like? What do you like? What do you hate? What don't you hate?
I need some better video editing software.
Well, that was terrible. Yeah, that one, I'm afraid. That
Yeah.
wasn't too great.
Just all together, I need to figure out how to make the screen bigger and all that shit. If you
I
got any
know.
tips, send us an email, evilneverdiespod@gmail.com if you're a video guy.
When I was on with Jerry, I couldn't spell Count Karabi's name right, I don't think either. I finally just said, just look up John Karabi from Motley Crue. It's his last name. So there you go.
Yeah.
I need to set up my domain to where I can just give my name out and get to everything. I'll do that someday. It's thundering. We better get busy.
It is thundering. All right.
So well, this week,
tonight,
we have a special request
from your better half.
Yeah.
Lisa requested this.
And it is Trilogy of Terror.
Yes, from 1975.
By Dan Curtis of Dark Shadows fame.
Yeah,
and the Night Stalker.
Yep.
Did a lot of made for TV movies and
horror
scary things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
he did a Dracula too with Jack Palance, whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot that this was a made for TV movie.
Yes. It's a anthology.
Yep. That's why, hence Trilogy of Terror. There's 3 different stories in this.
The anthology was huge in the late 60s through the mid 70s, I believe. Then sort of had a resurrection with Creepshow and different things.
Yep. All right, this was written by Richard Matheson and William F. Nolan. Like you said, it was directed by Dan Curtis. Music by Robert Colbert. Country of origin, United States. Producers were Dan Curtis, Robert Singer. Production, 20th Century Fox. This was on the filmed on the 20th Century Fox studio lot in Century City, Los Angeles. Cinematography by Paul Lohman. Edited by Les Green. Running time is only 72 minutes. Production company, ABC Circle Films. Other production company was Dan Curtis Productions. And it was released originally on March 4th of 1975. I think I was 8 when this came out, 7 or 8. I remember watching this, but the most memorable part of this is the third part.
Oh, by far, yeah.
And this was pretty much, I don't know, I guess this was like the height of the sexual revolution in the mid 70s, you know?
I'm guessing.
It was pretty risque. Some pretty tough subject matter for being a ABC movie of the week, you know?
It was actually. It seemed like the first two and the third one didn't really clash real well. And I do know that was it Richard Matheson was the writer, and he sort of knew it was going to go that way, so he like directed, or maybe he wrote for the screen the third one. I think he did. I think Dan Curtis directed everything. But I actually heard an interview with Richard Matheson, and he's like, yeah, the third one was the one that was going to knock it out of the park. And it did.
Yeah, it was
It did.
definitely the best one. Well, do you want to go over the plots of these individually by each one and then give the actors' names that was in it?
We can do that.
Let's do that.
So the first one was called Julie. And it was about a college student who had a crush on his professor or teacher. Were they in college or high school? I don't really know.
I'm wanting to say college, so
I think it was college.
He
So,
seemed pretty old to be in high school.
well, you never know in the 70s. They had all these actors that were like 30 playing teenagers back then.
Yeah, that is true.
So he like asked his teacher out on a date, and she initially refuses, and then I guess she finally accepts, and then it sort of goes downhill from there. I don't really know what was so that this was terror, but this was more
psychological.
Psychological, yeah, I guess it was. It really wasn't a horror story, but
yeah, because
it was a mind fuck, is what I would call it.
Yeah. You didn't think was going to happen at the end. What happened? But
no, I did not.
Yeah. Let's see here. The cast of that episode: Karen Black as Julie, Robert Burton as Chad Rogers, the student that was infatuated, Jim Storm as Eddie Nels, Gregory Harrison as the new student. He was at the very end of this part of it.
Yeah, he was.
Catherine Reynolds as Ann Richards. She was Julie's roommate. Orrin Cannon as the motel clerk. And Tracy Curtis as Tracy, the little girl.
I'm guessing that's Dan Curtis's
daughter. Yes.
Daughter, yeah.
Yeah. She was 12 at the time when they filmed this. So, but yeah, that episode, or not episode, part of the movie. What's that?
Chapter.
Yeah, chapter. Yeah, it was had to do with, like, I guess you'd call it basically date rape.
Date rape. Yeah. He's sort of, again, we're not spoiling, but it's sort of a drug. I don't know, man. I guess in the 70s that was going on all the time. You look at Bill Cosby and all them dudes.
Yeah.
Were they throwing Quaaludes into people's stuff and raping them? So maybe this was sort of a story of its time. Maybe that,
maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe this is where old Bill got the idea.
It seemed very, like, I think you mentioned we were working in the haunt today, very risque for a TV movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the 70s, was a little different times.
Yes, it was. And very didn't see it coming at the end of this.
No. The cancel culture would have hated the 70s, is all I can say.
Oh, yes, for sure.
You had all the rock stars and their 16-year-old groupies, and so it was a different time in the 70s.
Well, just all the TV shows that were on back then,
Archie Bunker, the Jeffersons, Sam Son.
You could never play that stuff today.
No. A lot of the music. I mean, can you imagine that one Scorpions album?
Oh, Virgin Killer,
yeah.
Yep, that album that cover got banned. They had to change it.
Well, it should have been banned.
But
I mean, I'm not part of the cancel culture, but that was a little
that was Germany in the early 70s.
Yeah, but that was a little crazy right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to the second one. And what's that one called?
That's called Millicent and Therese.
Okay.
which is about twin sisters. One of them's evil and one of them's supposedly good.
Yeah, supposedly.
Uh, the Millicent, she's like a prude,
Kind of nerdy.
nerdy. They tried to make her out as unattractive, but
It's Karen Black, your buddy.
it's Karen Black. You can't make her unattractive. So
That's all I heard out of Bubba all day today was that Karen Black she was something back then.
she was. And if you don't know who Karen Black is,
Yeah, educate me.
she played Mother Firefly in Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses,
Okay.
but she did not reprise her role in the next one. So
Trilogy of Terror 2.
no, the next Rob Zombie.
Oh. Well, there was another Trilogy of Terror too, so
Yeah, there was also one in 1968 too.
what?
Yeah, there was another one in 1968. It had 3 different stories, but it was called the same thing.
A ripoff.
All right, but this chapter, supposedly it's twins. Like,
Well, that's the one where I actually went to sleep during.
uh,
I don't
gotta-
remember this chapter being as slow as it was.
yeah, it was pretty slow. And it was also a risque episode or chapter 2 because
Yeah, it was.
it had stuff to do with incest, basically.
Yeah.
The one sister blaming the other sister for having an affair with their father. So, not trying to give the whole thing away,
No.
but anyway, this one you sort of seen it coming.
I saw this one coming from a mile away
From
the
a
first
mile
time I saw
away.
this. Yeah.
Especially when the doctor came to visit. She calls the doctor, and yeah, you just have to watch it to see it. So,
Well, let's move on to the third chapter.
well, hold on, got to give the cast to that one.
Oh, come on. There was only 3 people in it. What's the 3 people?
Karen Black as Millicent and Therese, John Carlin as Thomas Ammon, and George Gaines as Dr. Chester Ramsey. Chesty.
That's your cast of that one.
That's the cast of that part.
Well, let's now move on to the third chapter, which is the highlight of the whole thing. And it was called Amelia, but it had another name that I forgot what they called. Let's see if there's
I'll get to that in the trivia.
Okay, good, because I can't find it anywhere.
I think it's in the trivia.
So Amelia lived in an apartment and had a box saying that she bought for her fiance or boyfriend, and telling her mother, well, I'm not coming to see you tonight. I'm giving this special gift to whoever. He's an anthropologist. That's what he was. And I'm not coming.
He gave it to her, didn't he?
I think she was going to give it to him.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so either way, it's a doll.
It's a zunifetishdoll.
A zunifetishdoll. And the mother's like, well, this is all crazy. You need to come see me. And she's like, no, I need to move on in my life. And I've got this zunifetishdoll here with me. And as long as the chain's around his neck and he's clasped, then the spirits can't get you. Well, the first thing that happens, the chain fell off and the thing went unclasped. And yeah, that zunifetishdoll was unleashed upon the world.
Didn't you think that the thing sounded sort of like Beavis?
He's got some crazy noises going on.
He sort of sounded like like that, like Beavis. Oh shit! Yeah, that one you got to watch for sure. It's crazy for back then, man.
They should actually make a complete movie about this.
Yeah, they should have. They should have gave it its own 90 minutes for
It
sure.
should have got its own 90 minutes.
There's so many ways you could have went with that, you know.
But Lisa told me about this. She about the Trilogy of Terror a long time ago. Says you need to find this on Blu-ray. It's got this crazy doll in it, and finally found it. And I was like, "Whoa, this is nuts." I actually want to buy me a zunifetishdoll, but they cost $300.
Oh,
Yes, I could buy an entire animatronic for that. So I don't guess we'll be having one of those in the haunt. I'm kind of scared of that doll anyway.
yeah, I know, man.
He ain't like Robert. This thing you can't respect. This thing's fucking pissed off.
Yeah, it is.
But again, without spoilers, this lady actually knows what
Just
she's
say it's
doing.
evil. Just say it's evil as fuck.
He is evil as fuck. But this lady's actually smart. The first thing she does is try to open the window and throw it out the damn window, but you
Yeah.
can't open it.
Yep.
Then she locked him up in a box and the goddamn thing started cutting his way out. I'm gonna strive to say this thing makes Chucky look like a joke.
Yeah, and he's so fast too.
He's
He's
too fast. You know, I've always thought that
that was some good
no respect to
cinematography
Robert, because
for
Robert
them
don't go around
shots.
killing people in movies, but these doll movies, that yeah, this one's scary. This is the scariest doll in a movie killing doll ever.
Yep.
The Zuni fetish doll.
Chucky for sure ain't got shit on him. for
Chucky ain't
sure.
got shit on him.
Good cinematography with it too. How the movements of him and stuff. He still looked like a doll, you know,
But he was moving.
but he was moving. He wasn't like Chucky, like his arms and legs are moving.
Yeah.
He was just static, but he's
And going,
moving around. The only movement he had was with his spear.
I guess that's his language. He's a Zuni. I guess that's how the Zunis talk. I don't know.
I don't know.
But no, that is the creepiest doll of any movie in the history of movies right there.
All
By
right,
far.
Let's go over the cast for that.
Yeah. Who played Zuni the fetish doll? Somebody had to done that.
First, we got Karen Black as Amelia.
Hey, wait a minute. She's been in all three of these. I just figured it
Yes.
out. What the hell?
You fucking knew it. All right. Walker Edmiston is uncredited as the voice of the Zuni doll.
Okay.
So
Good job, Walker. Or whatever his name was.
now you got me looking back to see what it was. Yep, Walker.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Do you got anything you want to add before I go into the
What about the rest of the cast?
rest
That
of the
was
cast?
it?
That was it. There's only 2 people.
That's right. The mother never showed up.
No.
Okay, well, let's go into trivia then, I guess.
Let me find it here. Where did I do with it?
Now, I will. It did air on ABC at 8:30 p.m. I'm gonna guess that's Eastern time, so that was a little early to be showing this menagerie of craziness.
Yeah. It was actually nominated for 2 awards too. In 2019, it was a nominee for the Saturn Award for the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films for Best DVD, Blu-ray, Television, Movie, or Series release.
Which version of the release?
I don't know.
Well, look up the home video release and see what it says.
DVD, Blu-ray, so it must have been pretty recent. So,
well, you got to give me info.
And then in 2006, it was nominated for a TV Land Award for the Blockbuster Movie of the Week. Best Actress for Karen Black.
She did a great job in that.
Yeah, she did. And all 3 of them, she's really good actress. And she's really good looking.
Yeah, you said you was going to bring that up.
Probably a few more times before we're done here.
There we go. There's the Blu-ray.
Oh.
This came out. When did they release this Blu-ray? It's been a while now. 2018.
So it was nominated the next year.
So that's what it was, this version that got the award. They actually had some pretty good special features, and there's something in here I didn't notice earlier. This thing's got an entire book. Look at this. I
Oh,
should have read
cool.
this, but I didn't know it was in there until I went to pull it for the show. So as you give
Cool.
trivia, I'm gonna look through this book real quick and see if I can come up with anything.
All right. Little trivia here. During the segment of the movie where Julie and the guys out on a date at the drive-in theater, the movie being shown is The Night Stalker,
Oh, okay.
directed by Dan Curtis,
Night Stalker's a good movie, and it was a good series.
1972. Is that Kolchak, The Night Stalker?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So he did the movie first and then the series after that.
The movie came first, yeah. Then they did a
Okay.
second one called The Night Strangler, I believe it was called.
Okay. All right. The original zunifetishdoll puppet, owned by director Dan Curtis, was used for the new sculpts of the zunifetishdoll for the film sequel, Trilogy of Terror 2 in 1996. Did you see that? I haven't seen that.
I've
Oh, I
got it on
think I have
Blu-ray.
seen that.
Yeah, I
It's
got it. It came with this one, and they bought them at the same time.
That's got the where the wife's married to the rich guy and he bears his money with him and she tries digging in to get into his casket to get his money out or whatever.
And the Zuni fetish doll comes back as well.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah,
actually the anthropologist, I guess, from this movie that actually finally gets the doll, and more mayhem ensues.
the doll's a little different looking though.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we won't give away what happened to him in this one.
When the film was first shown on Brazilian television in March of 1981, it was strictly censored.
Yes, I know this for a fact.
And the government of Brazil demanded that the third segment, Amelia, be completely cut out. Well, that would have made the movie only about a half hour long then.
Yeah, they cut the Zuni doll out.
It was pretty violent and bloody though for TV. You know, watching it now, it really surprises me. Because of this, the TV station that was released at was forced to change its title in Portuguese to Duas Histórias de Terror, 2 horror stories.
The 2 horror stories.
In the film's first segment, Julie, when Chad Foster, Robert Burton, goes to get a room at the hotel, he uses the fake name Jonathan Harker to the hotel guy there, at the counter.
I actually caught that too when I was watching it.
Well, you know who Jonathan Harker is, right?
Oh no, I don't know who Jonathan Harker is. You're talking to Count Karabi here. Yeah, I know who Jonathan Harker is.
Well, tell everybody. Some people might not know.
Dracula novel.
Yep.
He was the real estate agent. He's been in most of the Dracula movies, unless they were sequels.
Film crew, and trying to make the Zuni fetish doll look like it had come to life, kept laughing because sometimes bits of it fell apart.
That's
like
funny.
An arm or its head would fall off. Richard Matheson insisted that he adapt his own short story, Prey, himself because
Prey, that's what it was.
He knew that this story had to be the most frightening one of all 3 stories in the trilogy.
I told you that one. He kind of like, yeah, I want to do this one. He was right.
Like we talked about earlier, Dan Curtis did a bunch of the Dark Shadows stuff. And he also did 2 films based on the series, House of Dark Shadows and Night of Dark Shadows.
Now, before we go on, was you ever a fan of Dark Shadows? I tried watching it and it just seemed sort of cheesy to me.
Well, like we were talking about on the other night with Jimbo, it's a soap opera.
Was a soap opera, but it just seemed like the sets, like they'd like open the door and close it and everything would shake. I mean, it was like a haunted house set almost. So
Yeah, a
yeah,
little bit. Yeah.
never really got into that.
Did you watch the Dark Shadows movie with?
No, that was a fucking joke. I don't know why they want to make fun of all the stuff from the 70s,
I know.
make stupid movies about them. I refuse to watch any of the Land of the Lost movies, but ruined it for me. We're doing real talk now. We need to stop. Wrong show. Back to trivia
Okay.
or whatever. Notes, whatever you call this.
In the film's first segment, Julie, Chad Foster, Robert Burton, drives a 1971 Mercury Cougar XR7 convertible. The ambulance in it was a 1969 Ford Club Wagon Custom Super Van.
Oh wow.
And in the film's second segment, Millicent and Teresa, or Therese, Dr. Chesty, I'm calling Chesty again.
Dude,
Chester Ramsey,
Dr. Chesty,
drives a silver 1974 Lincoln Continental. And that thing was probably 18 foot long, dude. It was huge.
Those Lincolns were huge in Continentals.
I know, man. They drove like a boat, too. Well, I remember my old man had a 77 Ford LTD. That thing drove on the road like you were driving on a boat, man. It was crazy. You felt every bump in that sumbitch. Like we said, Tracy Curtis, who played Tracy in the film, is the daughter of Dan Curtis. She plays the girl with the broken doll in the second segment, Millicent and Therese. The idea of Amelia grinning and showing fang-like teeth, similar to those of the zunifetishdoll.
That was Karen Black's idea.
Yep. Came from Karen Black herself.
Yep.
And she contributed to most of the writing to that episode too. Of her lines, she rewrote her conversation with her mother like twice, and she wanted to emphasize that her mother was more controlling and manipulative.
Yeah, the mother did seem very manipulative, and
even though you couldn't hear her, you could tell.
No, you could just tell from the
dialogue, them talking for sure.
Oh, hi. Look who we got with us tonight. Halloween. She's scared because it's thundering.
Is she? I just hope we don't get no high winds. Well, if it rains, I guess it'll put the fire out.
I guess it will.
Oh, all right. That's about all I got for trivia. I don't want to give away none of the major plot stuff.
Yeah, I think we've done good on that. But yeah, Kino put out the Blu-ray and it's still out on print. It's very well done. It looks really clear. Now, do note that it was made for TV, so it's in the box. You know, it's not in, it's the pan scan. You know, in the old days, I remember when you used to get widescreen DVDs and Blu-rays, you know, it cut off the top. Now, in these modern TVs, it cuts off the sides. So it's actually presented in its actual TV format.
Yeah.
But it's very, very clear. It's very, very crisp. So it's a good release. Kino did a good job on this one. Listen to the guy talking about the score, and he really didn't have a lot to say. Said he never watched a horror movie in his life. So this was the first thing that he ever did.
No, well, I heard he did the score for the Dark Shadow stuff too, the music for that.
Well, I think this is the first horror movie.
Oh, okay.
So maybe he didn't consider Dark Shadows to be a movie. The movies came later in Dark Shadows anyway.
Yeah.
I think it was already canceled. I don't know much about that world. I don't know anybody who does. I mean, it has its fans, but
Maybe I need to go back and start watching them and
well,
see.
they got every episode ever produced. I think maybe just a handful got lost, but I don't know. Barnabas didn't come in until like the third season, so the vampire, so
Yeah, yeah,
but Dan Curtis has done some good stuff besides Dark Shadows, and
yep. Did
that's
all kinds of TV stuff in the 70s.
he did.
Well, do you got anything else about Trilogy of Terror, Carl?
No, not really.
Like
That's
I
all I
said,
got.
it's a very short movie. It's only, hour and 15, not even an hour and 15 minutes long.
Halloween, whatever you're doing, stop. Sorry, our haunt cat's going crazy here.
She's
I
not
guess
the
she's the
haunt cat.
podcast cat.
Yeah, she's not the haunt cat anymore. She's spoiled rotten and
She's the
fat.
Evil Never Dies museum cat now, I guess, or the Count Karabi museum. I don't know, dude. She's just running loose. Now the Tellus is the new haunt cat.
I haven't
And
seen him
Scar,
out there. Haven't seen him out there for a while.
you saw
So,
Scar today though, so
yeah, he was still out there.
and
He's a
Grogu.
cool looking cat.
Scar's a good cat. He's fun. Grogu's the main one.
Yeah, he got a big ass head on him.
But that's all we got for Trilogy of Terror. So I want to know how you're going to rank this thing. Do you want to do it by chapter or do you want to do it by the entire movie?
Well, if I'm gonna rate which are my favorite chapters, I'm gonna go 3, 1, 2. And overall, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Zuni dolls.
I would rate it by chapter, I think.
Okay.
And in that case, I'd give chapter 1, I don't know, maybe about a 2. Didn't really enjoy it. Chapter 2, I would give maybe about a 2.5. It was a little better, maybe. Chapter 3, the Zuni doll, I give that bastard a 4.5, and I'd give it a 4.75, actually. It might be one of the best chapters of a trilogy I've ever seen.
Okay.
I love the Zuni doll. That's what I always called it. I never called it Amelia or whatever.
The Zuni fetish doll.
I'll always forget his name and just call it the creepy doll, I think. Or the voodoo doll. It looks like a voodoo doll to me. And again, no disrespect to Robert, because Robert don't go around killing people. That's the creepiest doll I've ever seen right there in a movie.
Yep, they did a good job on that.
And the most killing doll. And this lady tried her best to get rid of him, and this dude wouldn't go down.
Nope.
But we're not going to own our own Zuni fetish doll because I'm not paying $300 for one. So sorry, we're not going to have one.
Oh. Well, if I
Yeah,
win,
definitely chapter 3 was the highlight. And if you watch this, Trilogy of Terror 2 is also a good watch. And Zuni doll does come back, and he's with that anthropologist finally. They're in some museum, and it's not as well done as the first one, but it's a pretty good sequel. Somebody needs to resurrect the Zuni doll and make an entire movie about him.
Yeah, that would be cool, man.
They always want to do all these stupid remakes and redo Poltergeist and all this shit that's unnecessary. Yeah.
Too many money grabs, man. Too many money grabs.
Well, that's all we got for this episode 150.
150. All right, everybody. Check us out on the social medias. Hit and like that subscribe button on the YouTube, and leave us an iTunes or Apple review. Haven't had one in a while.
Hey,
Halloween. Might have to run another contest. Bribe some people.
You could get a picture of Halloween.
Oh, she's so fuzzy.
She's crazy.
That's weird though, because when you first got her, she wasn't fuzzy at all.
No, she was just
she was almost on the verge of mange.
Yeah, I know.
You've taken good care of her, man, and fattened her up.
She's a good cat.
She's very healthy now, so All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Ow.
You want to take us out, Carl?
Stay evil.
Bye.
Demonology, pornography, Satanism, voodoo, witchcraft. These books aren't just relics, Mr. Anmar. She uses them to capture the souls of others. My sister enjoys inflicting pain.
And here I am. You drugged me last night, didn't you? Why would you do something this sick?
Do I make you nervous, Doctor?
No, dear. I've killed him.